Alright guys, I'm just trying to do a little bit on YouTube because I realize I just have so much stuff I haven't even uploaded on there. It's all going to be out of order, but I'm just going to try to do some stuff on there. So anyway, what we've got is a puppy wearing the, and I'm going to switch all of them over to the 280, but this is the old 300. It does have a little bit weaker of a pager. This puppy's been conditioned since young to the platform and the collar, and I do think it's a good thing to do both of them. You know, if you're not experienced with training and then you're adding an e-collar, honestly, it's like saying I'm taking guitar lessons and I've got an electric guitar. You've got to understand your mistakes are going to be magnified. A lot of where people go wrong is just their own preconceived notions hold them back. Their own preconceived notions was what got them where they are. So you've got to be able to think outside the box, and you've got to honestly rework the whole relationship with the dog. If the problem is the dog's not coming to and everything else, it isn't just that it doesn't know what that command is and all this stuff, it's the relationship. So these dogs have been conditioned since a very young puppy, and there may be, I don't think they're a year old yet, but I've got to default down on him so he'll lay down without being told. And then, you know, he'll stay there just really by default if I act like I'm texting or whatever, if I'm on Facebook every 2 seconds like I seem to be. It's awful. Yeah, I'm after these people, though, because there isn't anybody else to go after these people, and I'm not wrong. Constant does hurt. Nobody's going to disagree with me. Pre isn't even going to disagree with me. He's only ever had the pager, and I'm able to get all these results. And they don't get any results, and the constant hurts, and the dogs look terrible. The work is awful. There's no technical merit to the work at all. You know, what I saw, they're giving the command, then they're hitting the dog with constant. I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. That's not how it was designed to be used. You're always starting it slightly before. And if you said, what does that mean? That's like me telling somebody, text me when you're 10 minutes from my house. I need to know. In human terms, that's, 10 minutes out gives us plenty of time. For a dog, 5/10 of a second. You know what I mean? If you said, well, you held the pager down 5/10 of a second before you want the dog, that's all the time they need. They don't need 10 minutes. They need, give me 5/10 of a second. If that much. So all I've got to do, and I'm using the pager as a trigger point, it doesn't need to be adjustable. It's just a starting point for something to happen. It's a physical starting point for something to happen. But, he's got this default down, which makes him a tremendous little companion dog. As opposed to like Free, because over there barking at the squirrels and stuff. Where I'm sitting here thinking, is it going to be a dead squirrel next? Is that going to be the next move? This little dog just stays right by me, and he does try to study my face and stuff, and study my eyes, because if you really have a friend or whatever, you look in their eyes and you can tell things about them from their eyes. So if you don't have dogs that aren't making any eye contact, that's not your friend. It's not your friend. If it's a friend, you look them in the eye. So all I've got to do, I can get him on the platform, and I haven't done anything yet, but if I want him to move with me, I don't touch him at all, and he understands I'm not going to touch him. I just made the pager. I'm doing the pager concurrent with my movement. So it's kind of moving him with me. And then if I want him to look at my eyes, I have him look, and then I go blink, blink, then I give him the treat. So he's looking for the blink, blink. And you want to make it obvious. This is all the opposite of me making him stay and then jumping around acting crazy, trying to get him to move, and then correcting him. Because if you do that, you're teaching him not to look at you. You're teaching him, I better not look. I don't know what this is, but it's nothing good. Whereas with this, you want to do the double blink. And then if you said, where do you go from there? Add a couple precursors before that. So if I want him to go with me, I just use the name. He's only got the 2 behaviors. I can get him to go with me. He's really only got 1 behavior. I can get him to go with me and I can get him to come to me. He's not as hoppy as the other one. You know, these are heel. I turned him with the pager though. If I can get him to hop and say good, I could probably get him doing it better. He backs up better than the other one though. Alright, now all I gotta do is... So no, I do have 2 behaviors. I can get him to come to me and I can send him away. So I just, as soon as my hand went out, I did the pager. You know, what you have to understand, you're not losing any animation doing this. You'll continue to gain it. I can get him more hoppy. He's kind of more like bumpers, and Kanga's like nachos. If I want, and this is the one to watch. I want you to watch and watch my hand signal. He knows the open palm. To understand that it's his job to maintain that position. And I don't really have a sit on him. I'm not telling him to sit. But watch, I can just do it. I can move him around. I'm better off to do it like this, though, because then he ends up right in the right spot. All right, and he'll do the thing, and I think he does get the basket, too. And I think the platform, just to get him for this, it's good. If you did it for nothing more than you were going to do this, there's no reason not to do it. I don't know how I trained without a platform. Now when I see people that don't have one, I think they should get one. So I'm just sending him away with the pager. And just like I was sending him to the platform with it. So I'm sending him with the hand closest to him. And if you said, shouldn't you send him with this hand? Because I'm turning this way, that's the closest hand. Since I'm not sure if he gets the basket or not, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to see if he goes and gets it. I can't remember. I think he does. I'm just going to look at it. And I didn't risk anything by if I would have told him to fetch, and then he would have done that, it would have been better just to say nothing. I know that sounds strange sometimes, but by just saying nothing, he thought it was his idea to go get it, is basically what it boils down to. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna do like a group video of the rest of them because I think it's getting ready to rain or something. I don't know what this weather is. I'm gonna look it up real quick.